Hey YouTubers, this is A Crosby 74 and I want to do a video response to the Hillbilly Prepper gals video, The Oldest Doomsday Preppers, and also I just watched a video by Pastor Dowell, and I want to kind of respond to both of those at the same time, and I'll uplink these to their videos so that you can see the video response. The first thing I wanted to say is I think the Hillbilly Prepper gals got it right on when they were talking about how Noah prepped for the flood and how Joseph prepped for the 7 years of famine. The Bible talks about being prepared and feeding your family, and even the virgins who were waiting for the bridegroom to come were told that they were foolish because they did not have enough oil to last them through the night. So it's just common sense to prepare and have enough to last you. With that being said, there's also a lot of prophecy in the Bible about how tough things are going to get with earthquakes and things like that here in the future. And my son and I were talking about how it's funny that a lot of preppers prepare food and get ready that way, but they don't prepare spiritually. He said, "Mama, we're not going to be here for the worst of it because Jesus is going to come back and we're going to go to heaven." I said, "Yeah, baby, that's right, but we're prepared spiritually." A lot of people aren't prepared spiritually, and that's what Pastor Dowell was talking about. I might be saying his name wrong, but I'll link it to his video so that you can see it there. But anyway, a lot of people don't think about getting ready spiritually, and one way that I get ready spiritually is I read my Bible every day. And I have a devotional that has little excerpts from Scripture, and it has different ways you can use that Scripture in your life and apply it to your life, and prayers and things like that you can read in there. And it's a 15-minute devotional for couples, and my husband and I like to read it together sometimes, and sometimes we read it separately, and we read through that. And we also, read our Bibles, and we go to church on Sundays and that sort of thing, and all that's great, but being prepared spiritually goes deeper than that, because you have to accept Christ into your heart and make Him in charge of your life if you want to be completely prepared spiritually. So I feel like every member of my family, except for my youngest daughter, who's 5, has already, my immediate family at any rate, has prayed and received Christ, and they're ready spiritually for Jesus to come back. And the 5-year-old, I don't think quite understands just yet, but she'll get there. But once you're prepared spiritually, it can open your eyes to how to prepare physically for your body, for your family. Now, I may not be here in a doomsday apocalyptic type of event, but
Mommy,
or last very long.
Mommy, am I done yet?
Yes, let me make the video. Because I have type 2 diabetes, and
Mommy,
yes, baby. And having type 2
do I have to
diabetes.
get some shoes on then we go to the church?
Yes, you have to get some shoes on.
And can I sit by the door this time, please?
We'll talk about that later. Go get some shoes on so we can go to church. We've got VBS tonight, Vacation Bible School. The kids learn their Bible stories and things like that, so it's really good for them. But I have type 2 diabetes, and that puts me at a greater health risk. But I have enough food on hand that my 4 children and my husband could eat for a good long time if anything bad happened, whether I could or could not get a hold of some insulin. Now, I've stored back a little extra insulin just in case I need it. and some extra syringes and things like that. But I know that my health makes me more vulnerable to power outages and things like that, just like it did for the victims of Katrina. The first ones that died were the diabetics and the disabled. So I realize that puts me at a disadvantage. But like Noah, I'm preparing not just for me, but for my whole family. And Noah was obedient to God, just like Joseph was obedient to God. And both Joseph and Noah listened to God's calling, and when God urged them to prepare to put back 7 years of grain, that's what they did. To put back enough food for the animals on the ark, that's what he did. I mean, and so you have all the way back to the Old Testament before Christ, you have people who were preparing for different events, for catastrophes. For Noah, that was the apocalypse, because that was the end of the world as he knew it. We had a fresh new world after that. The water washed away all the evil people. And I believe in the Bible. And when the Bible tells me there was a guy named Joseph, and he lived in Egypt, and he advised Pharaoh, and he told Pharaoh to put back 7 years worth of grain so that the people wouldn't starve. I believe that. I believe that it's true. And some people may think I'm foolish for that, but, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to believe what I choose to believe. So, anyway, don't want to get off on a preaching sermon here. But I did want to let the Hillbilly Prepper gals know that I totally agree with them, and that the Bible confirms that we're supposed to be prepping, and that being prepared is being a good steward of what God has given you. And just holding your hands up and saying, oh, well, God will provide, is foolish, because God has provided. God has provided me with a job so that I can buy extra food and stick it back. And God has provided me with a Sam's membership so that I can go and buy dehydrated potatoes and have hash brown potatoes for my family whenever we want them, and they don't have to be refrigerated. God has provided a lot of things for me, and I'm going to take advantage of those things and make sure that my family has what they need. Even if something should happen to me, or if something should happen in the world, be it a natural disaster or monetary collapse or whatever. And I pray and I hope that those of you who see my videos will do the same thing. This is A Crosby 74 signing off. If I can find the button.